Okay, you guys, so we are back with another video. RayJ is raging fury and he's saying Kim and Kris, they're lying and they should be jailed for lying because Kim and Kris, they have denied releasing the sex tape, and they have also denied having any part to play in it. RayJ is saying Kim and Kris, they are lying under oath, and that is perjury because Kim and Kris, including himself, they were in a room with Vivid execs and they all agreed on releasing the tape. Not only that, RayJ is saying after Kris Jenner watched the first tape, Kris Jenner believed the first tape was not dirty enough. Kris Jenner sent them back to make a second tape, okay? And he's given the same details that he gave us a couple years ago when he had that meltdown online and he said that he felt like deleting himself. So he's blasting Kim and Kris. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. RayJ is a clown. We all know RayJ is a clown. And it's kind of funny that RayJ is serious about something for once in his life. And you know what is really sad and unfortunate about this? It's the fact that RayJ, Kim and Kris, we've heard the story, not just from RayJ. Bethany Frankel told us the story that it was long told in Hollywood that Kris Jenner allegedly paid for Kim to get a glam squad to do the sex tape. I said to you guys that I saw the clip. It is on YouTube. I don't know if they have since deleted it. And if I'm correct, I believe it was after RayJ had the meltdown that DJ Vlad had shared a clip. If I'm correct, it was DJ Vlad who shared the clip again of him talking to the exec from Vivid. And if you guys check the video that I did earlier today, and if you check the video that I did last week and the week before, you guys would consistently hear me mentioning that I saw the interview with the exec from Vivid, and I vividly said, Vivid, saying that Kim and Kris allegedly tried to release the tape without RayJ's consent. But because that is something that Vivid has done before, they knew the legal ramifications that were involved should it be released without RayJ's consent. So he told Kim and Kris, we need to have RayJ in the discussion and we need to have RayJ signature as approval. And that's when Kim and Kris allegedly went back and got RayJ on board because they wanted to release it without RayJ, so has to put blame on RayJ. RayJ was to take the fall. RayJ was to be the bad guy, right? Allegedly. Because I don't know how it is that Kim and Kris are so bold to be denying this and suing RayJ over this. This is evil. This is evil to its core. Suing RayJ and accusing RayJ of telling lies on you about racketeering is one thing, right? That is one thing. But telling lies on someone's child when you know you all played your part in the sex tape release, this is evil coming from Kim and Kris to its core. RayJ showed us those text messages. RayJ showed us those communication. RayJ showed us where he signed, where Kim signed. So you're telling us that Vivid is lying? I know I saw that clip. It was here on YouTube. And RayJ needs to get that clip and include it as a part of his supporting witness in court. Because RayJ is a clown. Make no mistakes about that. RayJ is a clown, right? And RayJ is a bitter Betty because Kim profited more off the sex tape. And that's no lie. And RayJ has been jealous off of Kim's success for years. And that's no lie. But RayJ needs to understand, if you have a plot of land and if you don't consistently work the land, plant, your grains and your seeds, you ain't gonna get crops. That sex tape was a plot of land for Kim and Kris And Kim and Kris consistently work the land, and as such, they have been able to consistently reap the rewards. So while Kim and Kris were toiling through the night, RayJ was sleeping because RayJ does not have any marketing genius behind him. It was just RayJ alone. But Kim and Kris, they had a vision. And not only did they just have a vision, they had a network, a group of people that they could work with to pull off everything that they envisioned, and their vision became a reality. And they put in work. So credit is due to them because not only did they release the tape and just let it be, they put in work after that, and they created multiple streams of income. And then Kanye West, Kim married right, Kim did not marry down, RayJ married down. I'm not saying that Princess Love is a bad person. I'm just saying that she wasn't a top famous person. So RayJ married down, so he didn't have anyone to pull him up on the ladder. Kim married up when she married to Kanye West. So Kanye West pulled up Kim. When people said that Kim would never be featured on certain red carpet events, she would never be in some magazines, Kanye made it possible. And when the industry was laughing at Kanye and saying, you married Hollywood's mattress, you married a retired prostitute and she's a whore, Kanye went to war against everyone and he said, you're gonna respect my wife, okay? Kanye restored Kim's dignity and pride. You don't like that desert? And it was deserted. Kanye went in and he built that reservoir, okay? And he built the sprinkler and he watered the land consistently. And when Kim went back with Pete, everyone was saying, Kim is trash, okay? So, to see Kim and Kris coming out to strongly deny the sex tape once again after so many years, to put the fall on RayJ because you're going to sue RayJ, it's not fair. If you're suing RayJ for racketeering, that I understand, but to say RayJ has defamed your character when all three of you are involved in the sex tape, that's evil. That is evil. And Kim needs to remember she has kids. Kris needs to remember, you have kids too. RayJ is a clown, he's a mascot, and he does too much on the internet, and that's just the truth. But however, he's not deserving of this. You should never do this to someone. So, we're gonna get into this report because RayJ is blasting Kim and Kris, and RayJ is saying they need to be held in prison for lying under oath, and it's true. It is true. But we know in the streets of Hollywood, money talk and bullshit walks. But there's one thing I'm going to tell you guys. Kim and Kris, they're not going to get away. If they get away from the law with this, they're not going to get away from God, honey. I promise you. Because there ain't no way you're supposed to do this to someone. This is evil. This is evil to its core. This is evil in high places. This is the core of evilness. Evil works. How do you want someone's child to take the fall for a tape? You all agreed on it. You all benefited from it. And you just want to leave RayJ as he's the bad guy when he's not? Would you like someone to do that to your son, Kim? Think about it. No. Kris, would you like someone to do that to Rob? Think about it. So when you do that to someone's child, you think you're just going to walk away and nothing happens? No repercussions or anything? You can get away from man, but you won't get away from God. There will be repercussions for the lie that you've told on RayJ, and RayJ will have his repercussion for any wrongs that he has played his part in this as well. Because, honey, the laws of nature, they exist because if the court is not holding you accountable, the law of nature will balance that scale. But let's get into what RayJ is saying. According to this report that was released today from TMZ, RayJ says Kim and Kris are totally lying about having no involvement with the release of the infamous sex tape, and they should be prosecuted for it. No, the rapper, RayJ is classified as a rapper since when? I thought he was a singer. The rapper tells TMZ Kim and Kris completely lied about everything. Let me tell you guys, RayJ is such a clown. It's kind of hard to take him serious, but he's right. Because what he's saying, right? He's saying that Kim and Kris completely lied about everything in their declaration yesterday, lying to the world as he alleges they did the worst thing you can do. So he's saying that Kim and Kris, you're lying to the world. You're lying under oath and you should be prosecuted for it. And he's not lying because how dare you tell such a lie? You have been lying on this man for so many decades and you take him to court. Why not you demand a jury trial and you're gonna lie on someone's son? Don't you? Kris Jenner has a son. Kim has 2 sons. How can he be so evil? Or is there something that we're missing? I don't think we're missing anything because RayJ is a clown, but didn't RayJ show us more than enough receipts? Are those receipts fabricated? Is that what they're saying? RayJ fabricated all of that? But then, if RayJ fabricated all of that, I remember seeing the clip, and I believe, as I said, it is DJ Vlad who spoke to that exec from Vivid. The clip is here on YouTube. You can search for it if they haven't somehow gotten it down. But I saw the clip. And if I saw the clip, there's one thing I know, because that video had quite a couple thousands of views. Quite a few thousands of people have seen it. And when I look on TMZ's page, everyone is saying Kim and Kris needs to shut the F up because they know they released the tape and they know all 3 parties agreed on releasing the tape. That is what critics on the internet are saying, right? Equally, people are saying RayJ is just jealous that Kim profited more, which is true. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that because RayJ is a bitter Betty, he should take the fall for it. Absolutely not. He's a bitter, jealous Betty, and that's his problem. And that's what you should address. The stalking and the defamation. Address that, right? But let us continue. RayJ claims he sat in a room with Kris and Kim, as well as execs from the company Vivid. And RayJ could not be out here lying on Vivid like that when it comes to legalities. He would have done that on Instagram. But for the first time, the second time, he's saying Vivid. And I vividly remember seeing that interview that was conducted with the exec from Vivid, okay? Now, the sex tapes distributor. So the judge need to subpoena Vivid into this. And I hope they don't lie for Kim and Kris, because if they lie for Kim and Kris, you cannot trust none of these celebrities in Hollywood. And if Kim and Kris is going to lie on RayJ about this, it means that I'm going to believe every ounce of detail that comes in the Epstein's file and every allegation and every conspiracy about them. I'm going to start believing it, even when it doesn't make sense. Because if you're going to lie about this, it means that you cannot be trusted, not even an inch nor an ounce. You're evil. You're evil to your core. So if Kim and Kris are going to stand by such statement, honey, when I tell you I'm going to look at those 2 differently, I'm going to look at those 2 differently. Trust me, okay? Now, RayJ said, Kim, Kris, as well as execs from the company, Vivid, the sex tape distributor, they all sat in a room to discuss the deal. Vivid has always maintained that it obtained the sex tape from a third party. Kim and RayJ were paid $400,000 each for 3 sex tapes, RayJ claimed. 2 made in Cabo, 1 made in Santa Barbara. And that's what he told us a couple of years ago on Instagram when he went live. And then after that, Jason Lee said he had a copy of the tape and Kris Jenner was threatening to sue him for that copy of the tape, right? And I was like, Jason Lee's lying. Because he does lie. But maybe no. I believe Jason Lee, no. I believe him. No, they're saying in regards to the Santa Barbara tape, RayJ says Kris told them to shoot that sex tape and make it dirtier. dirtier, okay? RayJ asked, are Kim and Kris out of their effing minds? The fact of the matter is, if you lie like that under oath, don't you go to jail? Don't you get fined? And it's true. Ray went on to say that he now has a son and a daughter, and they don't deserve to grow up thinking their dad did something like that, revenge porn, or hurt someone on purpose, and that is true. He adds, that's not the truth, and I'm not going to let that narrative follow them through their lives, and that is true. They don't deserve that. And this is why RayJ should have been smarter and not do that tape, okay? They're saying, as you know, Kim and Kris filed a lawsuit against RayJ back in October, accusing him of defamation. He responded by filing a countersuit, claiming they violated a settlement agreement barring any party from talking about the sex tape. By the way, RayJ also getting support from his mom, Sonja Norwood, who took to social media to defend her son Thursday morning. She has a simple question for Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian. If they didn't collude to release the sex tape starring her son, then who did? And that's my question too. Who released the tape? Who was that third party? So as such, Vivid needs to be subpoenaed. And Vivid, do not plead the fifth. Let justice prevail for at least once, because this is not fair to RayJ. RayJ is a damn clown. He's hella mischievous. He's hella problematic. But as Judge Mattis said, we all saw RayJ showing evidence. And I remember Bethany Frankel saying that this has been long said in Hollywood. It is nothing new, okay? And that video that Bethany Frankel did, the media outlets even did a report at the time on it. You can check anywhere and you can see the article from US Weekly and quite a few other media outlets. So you're telling me that Kim and Kris is really this evil? Oh no. If Kim and Kris is this evil, I believe every allegations against them, from past coming all the way up to now. That Epstein, I believe every freaking thing, because if they are going to put this on RayJ alone and wash their hands clean and wipe their hands clean, those two bitches cannot be trusted and should not be trusted, okay? And now I'm gonna wonder, did they actually did something to Ye? Did they try to make Ye crazy? Because if they're so evil to lie on RayJ for 2 decades and take him to court and lie under oath, what won't they do? Kim and Kris are two dangerous mother effers, and the world needs to be very fearful of them. So if they wanted to drive fear into people, trust me, honey, they're doing a good job of that. If they wanted to secure their reputation, they're doing a poor job of that, because now no one is going to trust them, because we know the truth and we all believe RayJ. And if Judge Mattis believes RayJ, and if Candace Owens, who doesn't take sides, believe RayJ, you know it's over for Kim and Kris. If they win that court case against RayJ, it's gonna be all hell breaking loose for them. You know how RayJ got them up to fame? RayJ is gonna take them out through the door of fame just the same. It doesn't matter how this case turns. You never lie on someone's child like that. That is evil. That is nasty work. RayJ is a person. He's a human being and he has feelings. Kris Jenner, you have a son. Kim Kardashian, you have a son. Would you like someone to do this to your son? And I pray to God this comes back into your own bosom, because this is evil, dirty work. It's none of my business, but I would not want someone to do this to my child, and I don't want to see it happening to someone else's son. I don't have a son, I have a daughter, but the same thing goes. I pray that it comes back to your son, Kris Jenner, and I pray that it goes back to one of your son, Kim Kardashian. If you don't take accountability for your action and you're putting this on RayJ, I pray it comes back into your own bosom, because you bitches are evil to your core. RayJ is A mess, a hot mess, but he doesn't deserve this.